Hello everybody, how are we all doing? So, another day, well, another new week for comics as it were, and another new 6-issue comic review from me. And this week, well today even, we are doing Aquaman by Geoff Johns. Okay, now guys, ladies and gentlemen, let me just say right now, the dude is a legend. Okay, Geoff Johns he's epic, is all I'm going to say. He's changed Aquaman a lot. When I did my first issue review after I got this way back when the DC Comics were relaunched, it just looked as though he was purposely taking the piss out of Aquaman. We know in the past that Aquaman has, not had the best of, how should I put it? Well, he's not really had the best of stories on a more leadership level. He's always been part of a bigger story to do with the Justice League or anything else like that. So this is like the first time I have seen him as, on his own separate story kind of thing. And it basically starts off really well. The first issue is fantastic. As I say, he's seen as though there were ways where he's been having the piss taken out of. By the second issue, we learn more about these really dark creatures, where they've come from, why they're after Aquaman, and it's just, as I say, the stories, it gets dark to begin with, but you also see at the same time Arthur and his wife Mira trying to live a normal life, on the surface. So he wants to live a normal life, but he's not really able to. So there's also the history regarding Atlantis. We find out by about issue 3 or 4 that Atlantis was in fact actually sunk underwater. It was a city that was above water, and unfortunately it got sunk. So, as I say, it really does get more and more interesting. These sea creatures in particular, as I say, we learn a bit more about them. What I actually loved by the time I got to about issue, well, in fact it was actually this week's issue. I loved this week's issue. Okay, and I even put it on Twitter. I copied Geoff Johns and DC Comics in, and I said that it quite literally did blow me out the water, and I said pun intended, and I got a tweet back from Geoff saying thanks. So that definitely made my Wednesday all the better. So, but yeah, it just gets more and more interesting. As I say, by issue 4 is where, I'll quickly open it. These sea creatures are still being, well, they're still attacking both Arthur and Mira. I mean, look at the size of that one there. That's the queen, basically. And it's all about them getting food for her, and she's basically going to feed and everything. But it's where, as I say, it's where they found them that, they've been buried deep in the ocean, so far deep it's, even Arthur himself didn't know that they existed until now. And then he also gets images of his father. He misses his father. He learns a bit more about who he is, why his dad doesn't prefer the water. His dad stays on the shore, and that's where his love for staying out of the water comes from. He doesn't want to be king of Atlantis. He doesn't want to be this king of the 7 seas. He just wants to be, well, Arthur Curry, basically. But yeah, this is where it tells you a bit about Atlantis. So you can see there's the city, and then suddenly it's sunk underwater, and it hasn't actually it doesn't say which issue we're going to find out, but it looks like that's what they're working towards. So that's going to be the bigger event for Aquaman as time goes on. Issue 5, very, very good. He's out in the desert somewhere, and it just, like I said, it's all about him and his father in this particular one. He doesn't just think about his father, it's the people that are that they're attacking like him, because they actually do come after some sort of relic that reminds him of Atlantis, and he knows it's from Atlantis because A, it starts making a high-pitched noise, and B, he knows that it's not his own. You can see it there, where he starts realizing that it is not his own. He says it's a primitive by Atlantean standards. This kind of technology was only in use before the continent sank. So, as I say, by then he already knew that Atlantis had actually sunk. Who by? Well, that's what we're going to find out as time goes on. But as I say, when he attacks one of them, he actually hits one of them. There's water coming out of the helmet, and he just can't believe it. And it turns out that it's that the actual relic that he found is like some sort of hologram beacon, and it produces that what looks like an Atlantean soldier, and he talks about Atlantis being in danger. So it gives him more. That's when he then realizes that Atlantis was in serious danger. But yeah, as I say, very, very good. I'm really happy with what Geoff Johns is doing with Aquaman so far. And you've also got to give Ivan Reis and Joe Prado some props in there, especially the artwork is just fantastic. If you haven't read issue 6 yet, I honestly will say right now, Mera is a force to be reckoned with. That's all I'm going to say. That's why that issue blew me out of the water. Quite literally. But no, seriously, chaps, chapettes, geeks, geekettes, I don't care what you want to call yourselves, Aquaman is definitely here to stay. That's all I'm going to say. So thank you very much, Geoff. Thanks, Ivan, and thanks, Joe. I'm looking forward to more. Can't wait. Another 6 issues. We'll see exactly how it goes for the first year for Aquaman. Brilliant stuff as always. Thank you all for watching, and I shall see you all soon. Bye.